Welcome. My name is Kelly.
And I'm Emma.
And this is Fanimated, an animation fan podcast where we get a chance to geek out about our favorite animated media. And today is a Whatcha watching day, and we're gonna geek out about so many amazing shows we've been watching right now. I cannot wait to geek out with you, Emma.
I'm so excited.
Man. Oh, gosh. But first, I need to say thank you to everyone who's been leaving ratings and reviews on Apple Podcasts and elsewhere. It means the world, and also is just so cool to hear from you guys. And we've got a lot of recommendations from our reviews recently, and I just want to acknowledge them. So, our fave Spider-Man asked if we could watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which I definitely need to get to. It's one of those that's on my list, and it's just it's just everything about it looks so crazy and awesome, and I definitely want to check it out sometime. Have you seen it?
I have not, but I've heard of that one.
Yeah, it's definitely a classic. And then VYFVFYVGYVTY. Great name.
Great name. I love it.
Wants us to please do Gravity Falls, which,
since the beginning.
has been on my must talk about list since I made this podcast. So, guaranteed we will talk about it. I remember in college when it was coming out, I was deep in that fan base. I was cracking ciphers and decoding crazy things. I was deep, maybe too deep into that. Ooh, was that a deep dive into Gravity Falls? So definitely be on the lookout for that. Honestly, if I don't get to Gravity Falls sometime this year, I will be ashamed of myself. And then Diner Kenobi says, awesome podcast. The only thing that would make it better would be covering Star Wars The Clone Wars.
I see we have a Star Wars fan.
Indeed. And yes, that is also one I'd really love to get to at some point. So thank you to everyone for the reviews and recommendations. I always love to see those. So, take an extra second, just, scroll down there and leave us a little comment. I really love seeing those. And thank you to everyone who's already done that.
Yes, thank you.
So, Emma.
Kelly.
We've been watching a lot of the winter anime season right now.
Uh-huh.
And I need to ask you, how much do you love Horimiya?
Oh my God! Oh, on a scale from 1 to 10, it's like a 22, baby.
Yes.
I love it so much.
It's like this show was written for you.
You're so right. I mean, it's when you told me about it, I was like, I've got some time. Let's watch an episode, and I was instantly hooked, of course. And it's one of those shows where it's currently being released, so we have to wait for the episodes, and this is new for me. It's not that I haven't done this before, but it's been a while since I've had to wait, and so oh my gosh, I was so excited when the next episode finally came out yesterday.
Oh my goodness, yes. And for those who don't know what Horimiya is, can you give us a brief synopsis?
Yes. So Horimiya is a romance anime, a shoujo, if you will, slice of life. And on the popular side, she's just well-liked. And then we've got Mia, so she's Hori. And then we've got Mia, who is this guy who's a bit more, he looks to be someone who is very shy and keeps to himself and might be kind of a nerd character. However, what they present at school is a little different than who they actually are. It's not that they're being fake, but, we play different roles in lives. We're a student, we might be a parent, we might be a sibling, etc. So in this case, Hori, she is very much like a mother figure when she gets home. She's taking care of her little brother, she's cleaning and cooking the house. And then Mia he is is just what kind of a bad boy, but like not a severe one. Like he definitely gets into trouble, but he's not as hot-headed as the stereotypical bad guy or bad boy. And it's really funny because
really laid back.
Yes, he's very chill, but he's very friendly. And it's so interesting because he seems all like timid, but yet as you go along, he's got like piercings all over his ears, and he's got tattoos all over his chest, and really long hair, and he's just not all what he appears. And I love seeing these characters open up, and basically it's a love story between the two. They have run into each other because Hori's little brother, was in need of a guardian at one point. Like he was, I can't remember what the setup was, but he was like on his own, and Mia took him back home, and he was that helping hand. And ever since then, they've been hanging out each day and are falling in love, and it's wonderful and perfect. And I just like, just squeal every time. It's so good.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, that was a long synopsis, but I just had to go out.
Oh, it's so fine. Guys, Horimiya is just like, how did we deserve this?
Agreed. Oh, yeah. Why Kelly says, why do we deserve this? Is because, people, when it comes to romance and anime, it is usually a slow journey, right? You know, it takes a lot of time, seasons, before we even get like a I like him or I love her. You know, that takes so much effort just to get to that point. Not to say that that's bad. Like, that means it's genuine, you know? So nothing wrong with it. However, the audience wanting more of the character's story always go crazy. And this anime has already, within 4 episodes, people, has given us I love yous multiple times, has given us hand-holding. Oh my gosh, that's like real big in the anime world. And like taking care of somebody when they're sick, that's a huge moment in the relationship, okay? These are anime romance tropes, and they're all happening so soon.
And they're all happening so soon. And the confessions already, my goodness, we don't deserve this.
But it's not rushed. Like, it feels right, okay?
It feels right. And it's just, I was telling Emma this earlier, guys. I'm a little bit concerned that it's going so well. Maybe it's because of all the other anime I watch, but like I've been conditioned to be skeptical of any happiness.
Right. Especially when everything's going so well within 4 episodes. You're like, crap, there's going to be a terminal disease or somebody's going to lose their life. Like something dramatic is coming and I can't handle it. So I'm kind of on the edge of my seat, like, is something bad gonna happen to one of them? But also, part of me really wants it to just be this happy, fluffy, perfect slice of life comedy, and I don't want anything bad to happen. That would be a miracle, honestly. If that's all it was just this wonderful romance story, I'd be like, wow, this is life-giving.
Such a miracle. And I love these characters because, like, they already kind of are, they're basically all but a couple in name. Like, they haven't like defined a relationship or whatever, but like they're always hanging out together, they're protective of each other, they're like helping each other out, and they just like are so, it's just, this show is so soft. That's the word for it. They're just doing all these little things and being together, and it's perfect and precious. And I highly recommend you watch it if you're like us and really love that wonderful fluffy romance stuff.
It is a really good feel-good show, that's for sure.
So good, so good. All right, this will become the Horimiya show. So, Emma, what else have you been watching recently?
Okay, so January for me is usually a transition month, no matter where I'm at in life, whether it's, you have a break from school, the school year, or it's usually just a break for a freelancer like myself. You just have more time in January, and it's awesome. Sometimes it's easy to just sit in a fog, but man, have I been watching anime like crazy during this month. Like, sometimes our episodes are like, oh, Kelly, I just haven't had time. Well, people, I've had bed. And I also finished Sounds of Life, which is literally my favorite. Like, it's like on the level of Horimiya. It's just music anime, beautiful music anime, like music that gives you life anime. And romance that is actually like happening. Once again, a rarity. And character development all in one. It's just such a good anime. I love it, adore it so much. I really want to rewatch it, but I'm holding myself back right now to give time for other things.
Yes. And I will add that I am halfway through the first season, so you got me. You got me, Emma. You got me watching it, and now I can't stop.
I think you'll really love it, Kelly. It's good. Since I have a long list, I want to just brush on some of these because I can't talk about all of them forever. But I took a break from Inuyasha and just watched an episode of the new Yashahime, the one where it's like the sequel series, basically. And that was super fun. I loved it because there was, for the characters in Inuyasha, it was all original voice actors, except for Kagome and Kohaku Sango's brother. So that was really fun. Okay, I finished Love is War.
Oh, Love is War, Love is War, Love is War.
So freaking funny. I think this is the most dramatic show I've ever watched. It is so dramatic.
It's so hilarious. Dramatic about the most mundane things. And it's it's like, okay, this is the most comedic show. Like, everything about this show is absolutely perfect. It's just perfect little slice of life comedy that you're just like, I love all of these characters and they're all idiots and I love them.
Right? Oh my gosh. And like, part of me is like laughing while watching the other while watching the show, and my second half of myself is just like, oh my gosh, just put your pride aside and just say how you feel, dang it.
For those of you who don't know, Kaguya-Sama Love is War is a show we've mentioned on the show before, but it's basically a group of high school students who are in the student council, and the president and the vice president have crushes on each other, but they refuse to admit it because they both believe that the first one to admit that they have feelings is somehow, the lesser person in the couple. So they both refuse to admit it to each other. But they're trying to get the other person to admit it. So every single episode is like a myriad of little like circumstances where they try to get the other person to confess to them without confessing themselves. And it is absolutely hilarious how seriously they take this. It is so great.
A battle scene without any fighting.
Yes.
Like, oh, I see. If she does this, then that means she's implying this, and then I have to act this way. And then they're like always like constantly thinking about their maneuvers, and oh my gosh, it's ridiculous.
It is a game of love, that is for sure.
Indeed. And then like, oh my gosh, the second to last episode made my heart so full because it was a moment when one of the characters just put aside like all of the tricks and maneuvers and just was honest, and I was like, thank you, that's what we needed.
Yes.
And I could precious. Like breathe for a moment.
I will say that Kaguya-Sama Love is War should be getting a third season, so catch up now while you can.
Yeah, totally. I just did, so I'm ready for that season. I am ready. Just ready for some closure, please. Okay, so the last two things I'll note. Promised Neverland. Wow.
Okay, yeah, let's pause for a second and talk about the Promised Neverland. Guys, season 2 is currently airing. Whoa, yeah. Guys, without spoilers, how can we talk about this?
I know. I haven't seen episode 4, but I have seen the first 3 that have come out, and oh my gosh, like this world. It's insane.
It's insane. So I don't think I've watched episode 4 yet either. So without, out of context spoiler, the last episode you watched ended with a phone call?
Yes, this is correct.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Guys, this show is insane.
It's so insane.
I can't even describe. It's these. Okay, well, the basic premise is like these orphans, and I know I've talked about this on the show before, but these orphans are basically just trying to survive. That's like baseline synopsis. That's all I can tell you. Just trust me, it's a really good show. But all of these characters are just so precious, and they all like have their own like quirks and strengths and weaknesses, and like they're all just working together. They're all a little family, and you just want to root for them so much, but so many terrible things keep happening to them.
Oh, seriously. It is a psychological thriller, so
Yes,
it's constantly
it's a
a
thriller.
mind game. And, you know, I thought a lot of that would kind of go down since they escaped. But in this new season, I am still feeling the mind games with some characters and their motivations. I was like, what?
What?
I thought you were
what?
good. I guess not. Okay, great.
Oh, guys, yeah, you'll be on the edge of your seat the entire time. Like, Emma and I watched through the whole first season in one sitting, 1 or 2 sittings.
It's so true.
Because I wanted to show you this show, and then we couldn't stop.
We couldn't stop.
because it's
Yeah,
just
it just had to
that
keep
good.
going. Oh, so true.
Oofda.
Alrighty. The last thing I want to mention is so dear to my heart.
Oh, no.
I just finished the final season of Fairy Tail. People, this is an anime that's like 320 something episodes long. I have watched it twice, believe it or not, except for the final season. And it took me a long time to finally watch this season because throughout those 300 plus episodes, you really get attached to the characters and they really become your family. And I mean, you see all of them develop. There's so many characters and you see all of them develop in a little bit in some way, shape, or form.
This show does do a really, really good job with giving each and every character time to shine and time for character development. I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah, it's
done
so
really
good.
well.
And so you grow with the characters and you just root for them. And this finale, oh my gosh, had my heartstrings just pulled back and forth. It was really good, and the ending, I gotta be honest, I wasn't like 100% fully satisfied, but I was satisfied. It was a good ending. It ended well. It alluded to, it didn't just allude to romance, but it talked about romance. So that was cool.
What?
Once again, anime and romance. So something that I told Kelly is that in Fairy Tail, you never see confessions of love, death, or blood. It doesn't happen. Despite all the fighting that goes on.
Right.
And, well, this season decided to change that. So it really it was really a crazy experience. And basically the last season, besides like 5 episodes, is just a battle. So it is.
Why does that surprise me that Fairy Tail takes way too many episodes to get through one battle?
To be fair, there's kind of like a war going on, but you know, it's cool. But it was just such a trip, y'all, and I'm so happy for the characters and how things happen, and I'm sad a little bit too because wow, it's like it's over. It's done. Wow. So that was really just quite the milestone for me. And that just expresses a lot of what I have been watching.
Oh my goodness, Emma, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Finally getting to the end of Fairy Tail. And it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to, know it's the last season and go into it. Like I haven't watched the most recent season of Haikyuu because I don't want it to end.
Same. Oh my gosh, me too. I have only watched like 2 episodes of it, but I'm like, no, I can't.
And it's hard because you just like, you want more, but you also, once you finish, that's the end and that's it. And it's hard. So Congratulations on your fairy
you.
tale journey, and I'm sure you'll rewatch it all again.
Well, maybe at least the last season, but we'll see.
That is one that I watch in bursts, and when I eventually get through all 300 some episodes, we'll definitely talk about it on the podcast.
I would love that. I would have so much to say, though I don't think I could rewatch the whole thing just to record about it.
That's okay. That's fair.
But then again, I do like a challenge, so...
Girl, you're so busy. You don't have time to watch 300 episodes of an anime.
Okay, but I thought I wasn't gonna make it through Full Metal Alchemist, and I binged that thing like crazy. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna let you finish first.
All right.
So Kelly, what have you been watching?
Excellent question. So I have been getting through a ton of anime, and I don't usually do this. Usually I might follow maybe 1 or 2 anime a season. For whatever reason, I decided to just like browse through a ton of the new anime coming out right now. And it's just, some of them are not my favorite kind of duds, but I did find 2 that I'm really, really loving besides Horimiya. But we already talked about Horimiya and how perfect it is. So I have 2 other recommendations if you want something that's just coming out weekly, and I think are going in great places. So the first one is Kemono Jihen. It is about it's very typical anime fare, actually. You've got kids with special powers who fight demons and weird spirit animals, and it's like fun and crazy, and also like the mystery of like this kid trying to find his parents and blah 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 blah.
Of course.
But it's done really well, and it's really fun, and at this point in time I don't feel like it's like changing the genre or anything, but I can't deny that the characters are fun and I'm enjoying it a lot.
Oh, good.
And then the other one is just if you want ridiculous, fun, lighthearted nonsense.
You know I do.
It's Skate the Infinity.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I saw that on Funimation. I was like, oh my gosh, Kelly should be watching this. I haven't seen it, but I just read about it and I was like, yep, that's a Kelly show.
You're right. You've got your fiery, passionate, redhead, crazy character,
of
and
course.
then your calm, collected. I don't know.
Hashtag Kelly, yes.
Yeah, chill guy. And it's just 2 kids being passionate about skateboarding, guys. It's so great. And there's like this underground like skateboard race like through an abandoned mine.
Nice.
And so it's like every once in a while they have these like skateboard races against each other. It's like, yes, I love this. And like the hook for like, I can't remember their names, but the guy who's like calm and collected and chill has blue hair, and let's be real, they're both kind of complete idiots. But
we're all flawed, right?
But blue hair, he doesn't know anything about skateboarding, and so he actually is like a snowboarding pro, and I know those don't correlate like at all, but in the anime they pretend that they do, so that like he has some like innate skills just because he snowboards. And so then other guys teaching him how to skateboard, and it's just cute and they're adorable, and yeah, guys, this show is so fun.
Yes.
And it's cool too because like this crazy skateboard race thing, like everyone has these different personas, and then like in their real life they're just normal people, so you meet these super crazy characters at this race, and then you find out that they work at like a flower shop, or like they're just a businessman, and it's just so fun. So
I love that.
I will say my one huge criticism, and it's only a few episodes in, but I just can already see. I mean, you can tell by the intro. There are not enough female characters in this show. Like, yeah, I get it. Skateboarding. All right, fine. But like literally there are no other female characters except for like the goggling girls on the sidelines, and I'm like,
Ugh.
hey, can we have like a cool BA female
Yeah,
skateboarder?
there's plenty of female skateboarders out there. Like, come on. Yeah.
It's
that's
like
bummer.
they don't even have like the token female character, So anyway,
Yeah.
we'll see if there is a character that comes up, but as of right now, that's my one huge fault with it. But it's fun, so I recommend it. It's a good time.
Yeah. Ah, I love that.
So there's so much anime to watch, guys.
There's so much. Oh, you know what? Also, while I was cleaning the house yesterday, I put on the soundtrack from the Violet Evergarden movie. Not the one that I saw, but I think it's the newer one.
Yes.
I haven't seen that movie yet, but I put on the soundtrack and oh my gosh, I like wanted to cry and I was cleaning my house, Kelly. Like I just had it on in the background.
Oh, no.
It is such an emotional construction of music. I'm floored. It's beautiful. So
Oh my
take
goodness.
a listen.
I am going to cry. I'm sure I will cry. Violet Evergarden always makes me cry.
Yes.
Oh, man.
So good.
All right. Well, we just talked about a ton of awesome shows that you guys should be
Yes.
watching. So I guess we'll leave it at that. Emma and I are actually going to go and record a bonus Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood episode because even though we talked for 3 hours for the full length episode,
We figured that wasn't enough.
we just can't stop, and there's still so much that we didn't get to talk about. So we're just going to chat and have a fun little bonus episode. You can hear all the bonus episodes and vote for upcoming episode topics at patreon.com/fanimated. Just $1 a month will get you both access to both of those things, both the voting privileges and the backlog of all of our bonus episodes, including our Full Metal one. And again, that's patreon.com/fanimated. You can also get other bonus content if you pledge more, but $1 a month, it goes a long way, honestly, and it really helps out the platform fees that it costs just to upload everything. So thank you to all of our patrons who already do so and keep this show on air. So you guys are all great. Also, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Fanimated Podcast. I'm shouting into the abyss quite frequently about Attack on Titan, but also other things. And our music is provided by Purple Planet Music. I do the art stuff. I'm on Candor Draw if you're into art things. And yeah, thanks for being here, Emma.
Thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure.
And we will talk at you next week with I don't know yet, full-length episode about some sort of Disney movie that the patrons are voting on. So I don't know what it is. It'll be either The Great Mouse Detective, Lilo and Stitch, Oliver and Company, or Meet the Robinsons.
Ooh, we'll see.
We're talking about one of those. So we'll talk to you then. And in the meantime, stay tuned.
And stay animated.
Before we wrap up, now that you said that, I want to just check one thing. Just need to just to look. Maybe there has been an announcement in the past 2 days I didn't see. I just need to know if Demon Slayer has given us a release date. No. Okay, then. Never mind. If there was one, I would, shout that to the heavens to make sure everyone goes to see.
Of course. You know what? It's going to come out when you get here. I'm believing.
Oh, man. Wouldn't that be the perfect thing? I come up to visit you, and it's just like, and Demon Slayer's here. And my life is made.
Destiny.